What started as a vision to mobilize the reading community has turned into an entire summer movement, aiming to pull 1 million people together reading Black books. I am so excited about this movement. Let's get into the conversation with the founder, Crystal, aka Melanated Reader. Listener discretion is advised. This podcast contains mature content intended for adult audiences only. Hello, Crystal. I'm so excited. For those who don't know, you are Melanated Reader, and I've been following you for, I want to say it's been like maybe 5 years now that I've been following what you've been doing. And when I saw that you had the 1 million Black Books initiative for summer of 2026, which is when we're recording this, and everybody go follow Crystal, see what she's cooked up next, because I'm sure it's going to be incredible. But for this summer, I knew I wanted to have you on. Let's push this movement forward. And then I saw that you were taking interviews and you were on TV, and I was like, I need to get her. I need to get her in my sphere. So before we begin and get into everything about this movement, tell us a bit about who you are and your reader journey.
Hey y'all, I am Crystal, Melanated Reader Forte across all social media platforms. I'm trying to be everywhere. So you'll
Love it.
always see me. I hope it's working. So if you don't know, I am this year 19-year educator. I'm a PhD candidate. I'm a book blogger, book influencer, book critic, whatever you want to call us in this space. I do all the things. This summer, I've taken the initiative to push a challenge or summer reading club called 1 Million Black Books. What does that mean? I want 1 million people to read a book by a Black author this summer. And no, I'm not playing. I'm serious.
Love it.
This is dear to my heart because it includes the whole family. Y'all know I'm an educator, so getting those babies to read, getting your teenagers, the middle graders out them rooms, get them out them rooms and get them to read. Being that we're in what's called a post-literate society, why not now more than ever? I want everybody to pick up a book by a Black author. I don't care what it is. Fantasy, is it romance? Is it contemporary? Is it literary? Is it thrillers or whatever you want? I need you to go out there and get it and read a book by a Black author. Can you be an overachiever? Absolutely. That's why we have things called Storygraph. They're tracking their readings. I got little grids out now, so people are tracking them all kinds of ways. And I ain't creating none of this stuff because people want the word to get out. So if you're not on board right now, I need for you to get onto it immediately after this episode.
Yes. Oh, I love that so much. And I noticed that when I filled out the form, because the way that you're keeping track of this is you fill out the form, get people to pledge that they're doing this, that you had in there, like, how many people in your house are you committing that are going to be doing this with you?
Right.
And I was
How
like, every
old
single
are
one
you?
of us, if I got to pull some audiobooks out, we going to listen to some audiobooks as a family. We're going to make it
Because
happen.
audio counts as reading. And why am I asking these questions? So I can know who to do my little photo grids for. Because if you notice, I got children's grids, I got middle grades grids, I got teens grids, I got adult grids, I got the contemporaries, I got Black lit in its rarest form, which is banned. I got any kind of book that will be of interest to any single person so that we can all get on board for this. So that's why I'm asking all these questions. I didn't even ask you what your child's name was. I just need to know what age range they are in. Because the biggest fight that we have now, and when I go out to the community, because a lot of this is me actually going out into my community, into communities that open their arms to me, and I'll navigate by printing out those cue cards. I actually print those out so that people can have something in their hand, because if you leave them with something, they're more prone to think about it later on and say, oh, yeah, she did give me a card with suggestions on here. I can read one of those, you know what I'm saying? Versus me just saying word of mouth, okay? So I give out the kids ones, the middle grades, and adults. And the last session that I went to, man, the adults, all of their cards disappeared. And I'm stuck with, look, I got more kids cards than anything else. So what does that tell me? After every community event that I go to, I need to bring an influx of adult cards, because a lot of us are not on social media, and I'm trying to reach those who are on social media and are not on social media, because I need everybody reading.
Yeah, I think it's so important. And you mentioned that we're in a post-literate society. What does that mean for folks who, I'm a parent, and we homeschool our kids, and we have one kiddo who's on the spectrum who struggles with reading, and so we are, like, in it. We are in the weeds with the
Mhm.
teaching our kiddos to read and reading regularly and reading as a family and finding different ways to read. So what does that post-literate society mean?
That people are no longer depending on books. They don't wanna read long range content or long range, as I would call, artistic medium. They're depending on solely the internet, this slow TikTok generation of, "I need this immediate attention. I can fast forward through this, and I'll have all that information in one spot," instead of gravitating towards, like, we know when our mama used to sit up and watch the news. They would
Mhm.
actually sit there and watch the news, and it wasn't no fast forward. So
Nope.
post-literate meaning we're not here for long range content, which is crazy. Our
Yeah.
attention spans are shot to shit. Okay, everybody is crazy. Everybody is insane, and even me. I find myself. I refuse to fast forward through TikTok videos anymore. After I heard that, or fast forward through an Instagram clip or whatever, I refuse to do that because I know that I'm shortening my attention span. Lee. Now that I know that. Now that you know that, I wanna challenge you to do the same thing because we get smarter. We're trying to get smarter. We ain't trying to I don't wanna hear anything about why you're losing brain muscles. I don't wanna hear it.
Yeah, it's so hard. I saw somebody post that they were like, "Yeah, we were reading like 300-page books in 5th grade, 6th grade." I remember reading books and doing reports on them and
Mhm.
all that stuff, and it's so hard, especially as a parent, and maybe the educator in you knows tips and tricks, but moving our brain from the quick and fast information to then reading books or getting the information in other ways, I think following interests, honestly, is probably the best way
That's
to
the biggest way.
practice it. One of my kiddos, he's obsessed with the zombie apocalypse right now.
Mhm.
He's 12, and he's preparing for the end of the world. And so we went to the library this morning because 'cause we're library folks. We love going to
Mhm.
the library. And he was like, "Oh, I found 3 different books that are all about survival." And he was just, like, in the back of the car reading it on the way home and getting all the information that he needed.
But he was immersed in it, right?
Yes.
So if that's what's going to garner him to pay attention, give him anything he wants on it. I'm serious. And let him read it in long, sustained periods of time.
Yep.
I challenge my high schoolers every day. I say, "You need to sit up there and I need you to read for 35 minutes a day." Why? Because when they take these standardized tests, and I'm telling you to read a selection with 4 passages, you can't sustain reading 35 minutes for 4 passages. You've timed out. It's a problem.
That
It's
is.
a huge problem, and it's because they don't read.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Ugh,
saying? They don't channel their energy that way. So their first thing is, how do I get better on standardized tests? You have to read every single day. Forte reads every single day. I can't be a mirror for you if I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I read literally every single day. Sometimes I read all day if I want to because I'm grown.
right.
I can do that. I ain't got no kids in my house. Ain't nobody here for me.
Yeah.
One day you can be like me, but until that day comes, I need you to read these at least 35 minutes, and then we're gonna go up 5 minutes every other month. We'll go up 5 minutes just to give them a
Nice.
tangible goal. So by the
Yeah.
end of the year, hopefully they are reading at least an hour a day.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I know right
Mhm.
now we do for the younger one who's on the spectrum, he has to listen to 30 minutes of an audiobook, and he could be doing puzzles, he could be organizing his toys, whatever, but he needs to be headphones on, fully immersed. And I can always tell when he's fully immersed because 'cause he'll interrupt everything, be like, "Oh my god, guys, guess what just happened?"
I love it. Love it.
And he's like, "I gotta tell y'all." And we're like, "We're literally in the middle of doing schoolwork. I need you to go sit over there." And then the older one, he has to do a chapter of a fantasy novel, and right now I have him reading The Hardy Boys, kind of that mystery whodunit kind of
Mhm.
thing where my husband's like, Nope, you gotta read I think it's The Alchemist or The Magician, one
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah,
those
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
He's like, "I read them when I was younger, you gotta read them too." So he's doing an immersive read where he has the paperback and the audiobook for that.
For your younger one, 35 minutes is good. 30 minutes is good to have him immersive read or at least listening. Try to challenge him to read, at least look at the words for 5 minutes
Yeah.
so that he can form that full circle connection of full literacy. But I commend you for at least having him listen to it because, of course, listening is a form of reading. Literacy is full circle. If he puts together those words and what he's hearing, it's going to regurgitate. So
Yep.
he'll start speaking some of those words, and you're like, "Where did you get that from?" It was in this book, like my kids do me. It was in this book that I was reading. Excuse me, thank you for broadening your vocabulary. I am enlightened today. Actually.
Right. Love it.
Just getting them to capture those full circle moments, definitely,
Yeah.
especially if it's something that he loves to read, I would capitalize on what he's reading right now. I would capitalize.
Yeah. No, that's such a great idea, and I love that you have and are resharing a lot of recommendations for everything from the children's books, like you said, all the way through to if you want fiction, if you want nonfiction, if you want romance. I gave a huge, here are 50 books that are all by Black
Mhm,
authors. Go check them out. They're not difficult reads and they're all open door spice. Y'all know
mhm.
I love some open door spice.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
because 'cause I'm
tons.
reading everything. People ask the publishers do not know what to send me ever. Why? Because I'm usually reading like 5 different books, 5 different genres, 5 different points of madness. Like, I'm reading a book by Antoinette Sherrill. Okay, I'm in a series. I'm on book 2. And she's top tier, okay? The things are happening, all right? The plot line is very urban slash romance slash, oh yeah, he getting it. He or she is getting it in. But then I'm over here with women, sex, and what is it? Love, women, and sex. And it's just a collection of nonfiction and fiction essays by Marita Golden. So you're seeing all these different authors that have been out there, but I'm also adding to my TBR because, baby, who wrote this story?
I
That
know.
kind of thing. And then I might be reading on some kind of civil rights icon because I want to know how the movement changed and at what point of the movement did we actually see some things come into fruition because I want to be a movement maker. I want to be a mover and shaker. You know what I'm saying? So it could be anything going on over here. So that's what kind of shakes up the city because I've always been this reader. So I've always pushed Black romance. I've always pushed Black people in general. You know what I'm saying? But they know everybody that knows me, I've always been a queen of the hood.
Love it. What are some of those challenges that you think that this movement is really addressing on the publishing side, right? Especially the traditional publishing side. I think I saw something, and again, this was a video, so I did not fact check this
Mhm.
at all. I'm going to preface this statement with that.
Okay.
But that it's the lowest year for Black stories being purchased, like
Mhm.
traditionally published stories. A movement like this can make a big difference in something like that. But what is like your all right, yes, we want people to read Black books, but what's the end goal for this?
Is there an end goal?
Okay. Yeah, I love
That's the
it.
question. I don't think that this summer reading challenge, yeah, the summer reading challenge is gonna end at the end of the summer, but there's no real end goal with the 1,000,000 Black books because Melanated Reader is always gonna be Melanated Reader. I'm gonna continue to
Yeah.
push Black books, but I do want it to go in the direction of we're in schools, we're in communities, we're still pushing
Mm,
even if we don't get to 1,000,000, which I would love to get to 1,000,000 by the end of the summer, but let's be realistic. We are living, like I said, we're living in a post-literate society for a reason. There's a lot of people out here
yeah.
that can't read. But to put something that is tangible and accessible in their hands where they are at least given that access point, that is my number one goal. I want to give people an access point. So when I go to these publishers and I'm asking them, can we do a giveaway for this? I got 25 million giveaways happening right now. That's how publishers are wondering how you can step in. You got to put your money where your mouth is. If I come to you in your inbox and ask you, can I get a giveaway for this many winners? And literally that's a nickel in the bucket. That's the least, and that's only the first step I'm asking. That's literally only the first thing I'm asking for, and the gag is a lot of our books they're out of print. So what I'm asking for, a lot of people don't know what the backlog catalog looks like, okay? And then for the books that are not in print, a lot of books I'm asking for them to be reprinted because they're necessary in our society today just as much as so when they were printed way back when.
What is the response you're getting? I'm so curious. And how can we as readers care about this stuff come alongside you and
They're
support
either
this?
either they're responding or they're not. So it's either, yeah, okay, sure. Let me check what's in my catalog, or this is what we have, or this is what we can offer you because backlog is not offered or whatever. Or silence. Silence is still a response. I just told somebody that today.
Yeah.
No response is still a response.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So if the publishers that I have not heard from, that's a real loud, like, because I'm inboxing, of course.
mhm.
First step, because 'cause I'm lazy sometimes, and then I'm going to their actual publishing emails, and I'm also sending emails. What's hard for me is, yeah, I want people to also know indies, but I also don't wanna hurt indies' pockets, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
that's a question that we can ask ourselves, how can we still push the indies without breaking the bank on indie pockets? You know what I'm saying? I can't buy every indie book. I promise you I
Right.
cannot. I'm just a school teacher. I'm
Yeah.
a teacher. But I would still like to support indies. I know the books are good. I got Casey Mills right here. Can I afford to give
That
5?
is a good book, by the way. They call Nas. Everybody
Absolutely.
go check that out. There you go.
Absolutely. I love KC, but there was only one for me. You know what I'm saying? But how do we continue to support them or indie authors without breaking the bank for them? You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to come out the pocket, to be honest.
Yeah.
People like Christina C. Jones, Alexandra Hop, I don't want y'all to come out the pocket. Or even like I'm reading Antoinette Sherrill, ever. No. So how can we make it happen? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think one way is using things like Kindle Unlimited. A lot of these indie authors are on Kindle Unlimited and they
Mhm.
get paid for each of the pages that you're reading using Kindle Unlimited. And that is how many of them are able to make money. So if you are someone who can't afford to buy the
Mhm.
books, I saw someone, they were like, "Oh, you got that Lego back there? You got that good money." And I was like, I don't know about all that, but I do like Lego. And I do I have about 200 books. I like my books signed. So,
Oh, you
events
one of
are
them girls. See,
great.
I
Oh, yeah.
don't.
Events are great for that. I like to shop at signed bookstores where they have books signed by their authors or even seeing local authors. I live in North Carolina, so all of my Kennedy Ryan books are all signed, right? I'm here for it. I love it, but I also understand that not everyone has disposable income like that to be able
Mhm.
to buy the physical books or even the space or the
Right.
desire to have
All the
that
units. Yeah.
surrounded around
Yeah.
them. And so Kindle Unlimited is a great way. Even buying the ebook, a lot of authors who are maybe not on Kindle Unlimited, you can buy the ebook for 2, $3 on
Mhm.
their website, which is also fantastic. Even sharing, right? There are so many ways that we as readers can push these authors, whether they're trad or indie. And so I'm curious, do you have a running spreadsheet of these books that you're looking for that you would like to get back in print, or you're looking for maybe original prints of or anything like that?
I do not have a running spreadsheet, and all I know is when I shoot my shot and you tell me this is all you have, and I go to your back catalog and I look for myself and see all of those wonders and gems that you did have at one point before, say, i.e., J. California Cooper, I'm pretty sure that the reason why her first 2 books or 3 books got reprinted within the last few years is because I asked a lot of questions, and that is my girl. Literally, J. California Cooper is one person I do not play about. And I was like, I don't understand how her work is not being reprinted. A lot of the times it's the questions that you ask and the way that you ask them, and who are you asking these questions to? And then if somebody can't give you an answer, is there anyone that you can direct me to that can give me the answer that I would like?
Yeah.
And not
Yes.
being afraid to ask the questions, ask the hard questions. And like I tell a lot, even a lot of influencers, they're like, "Man, how do you get the books or whatever?" All they can tell you is yes or no. This is literally it. If I want a book and I see it's about to come out or it has already come out and I already know that I'm gonna do my due diligence, y'all gonna see the book anyway on my timeline, give me the book.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly.
what's the question? What's the problem here? I don't understand.
And
You
once
know?
you're in the know too and they see that you're like, because having a podcast is a great way to be able to like,
Mhm,
"Hey, I'm gonna interview these authors," or highlight them on my blog or highlight them
mhm,
on my website. I have a Substack that's 15,000 people, that kind of stuff. If I have those stats to say,
mhm,
"Hey, like I just got a book," and we're in July recording this. I got a book. It comes out in November. Like a pre-pre. And I was like, "I want that. I just finished the other one by that author. I want that one. Send that on over. We'll get her on my calendar because I already read her stuff and I like it." But I think that a challenge that each of us can take, listeners and myself alike, is find a book that, whether it's a kid's book, whether it's a mystery book, the subgenre of your choice,
mhm.
find a book that is no longer being printed and ask a question.
Ask the hard questions. Tell me how many people I need to request to buy this book for you to start printing this book out
Yeah.
or start the reprints up. You know what I'm saying? Let's be for real. And see, my author friend I was talking to this morning, she said, and I didn't know this was a thing where if you wanted the author to come to your city, sometimes they request, we need this amount of books to be sold at the event. Did you know that was a thing?
Yes.
And I said, friend, I wish I would have known that because, baby, I could get that. You know what I'm saying? The number that was given, I was like almost flabbergasted. What? You don't think I can get? Please, I can probably sell you some books, and some people probably wouldn't show up, but the book will be sold. To be
Yep.
honest, to get you
Exactly.
here, I need you to come to say that's all that's gonna take to get people to come to my city, which people don't come to Birmingham often. I always have to drive to Atlanta, or I always have to drive to Jackson, or now I know I can drive to New Orleans. I always have to drive somewhere else to get the people I want to come in so that they know that they have a fan base here. And it's plenty of fans. It's plenty of people who will support you here, but we just got to know how to do it. How do we make this tangible?
Right.
Something that's accessible to all of us.
Yeah, which I think leads me to my next question, was like, how can we, as either book clubs or content creators or indie bookstores or whomever, like really amplify this challenge, really push this? You mentioned pamphlets. Like, where's the best place to get those printed so that maybe we put them in our free little libraries that are local to us, or we,
Baby, I will tell you the truth. I
wherever.
printed them things out right on this printer at home. I
There you
put them
go.
on some cardstock paper and I laminated it. I think that's just the educator in me.
Yeah.
I
Make it
I
work.
put it in those little squares just enough so it wouldn't be too much. We wouldn't be holding a huge piece of paper. Here is your square with your recommendations. As far as bookstores, make a what they call a viewpoint. Y'all highlight everything else. Highlight the challenge. People don't know what's going on until you highlight something. I'm gonna put one up in my library at work. We doing this. I want the whole school involved in collaboration with my college, my former university, Miles College. We trying to put in an initiative to get all the students on board when school starts so that they know that this challenge is happening and they know I'm a mile in 2 times because I graduated there with 2 degrees.
Yep.
We can get this thing popping. We can get this thing rolling. Big initiative.
Yeah.
People like to feel like they are in a community, especially when they're reading, because y'all know why we read in these spaces because it's community.
Yeah.
We always say we don't have anybody to talk to about what we're reading. We're in these communities because this is what we do within these communities. And we show other people, they have no idea that this could even be a thing where you can be in a community and y'all are talking about the same books.
Yep.
Oh, girl, read this. Or you don't even have to really be reading the same exact book. Girl, read this. You like that? Or I'll get up in my camera so many days and I'm like, oh my God, y'all got to read this book. A lot of people follow me or get the book because I said what needed to be said about the book, which I do not be lying. The book be
Yep.
good. Okay. But just getting people to discuss books like they do movies or like you do a television show.
Yeah.
Just putting it as a part of the conversation will change the trajectory of where we're going in this post-literate society. It just irritates my nerves. That wrecks my nerves.
Yeah, I even think about, my kids go to MMA, which is mixed
Mhm.
martial arts for the uninitiated.
Okay.
Sometimes people are like, "Wait, what's MMA?" Mixed martial arts, where they do, like, wrestling and grappling and
Oh,
boxing. It's like a mix of all that, and it's really great for the autism and the ADHD and the
mhm.
kiddos to keep them
'Cause they
focused.
releasing all their energy. Yes.
All of it. 4 nights a week. I'm here for it.
Ooh,
Let's go.
that is
It
that
Yeah,
is
it's a lot. So I see these parents a lot, and I'm
Mhm,
near a military base, so we get a lot of families in and out. But I'm always reading when I go
mhm.
because ain't nothing better to do. I'm not watching these kids do. I'm here. I can see
Right,
y'all. There's a person there helping y'all. We're good. So I'm
right.
usually reading a book. And I've had a few times where another mother or someone will peek over, see what I'm doing. And they're like, "Hey, is what you're reading good?" And I'm like, "Oh, let me tell you. Let
Mhm.
me tell you." And
Right.
I have actually gotten some of the other moms to read books by Black authors who were in a predominantly white area, and they're probably not getting access or even their algorithm is not pushing them to read
Mhm.
these Black authors. And I'm like, "Ooh, if you like this trope, I definitely recommend this book." And I won't
Right,
even say, "Oh, it's by a Black author or it's a Black romance."
right.
Just focusing on the trope, you like this trope, you'll like this book, I
Mhm.
think can help people get over the hurdle. And I recommended a book. I actually let her borrow my physical copy. It's signed and everything, but I knew I'd see her. I know.
Okay. Alright.
Whoa. But I let her borrow it, and she came back 2 weeks later and was like, "This was incredible. I absolutely loved it so much." I was like, "And here is book 2." like,
Oh my
like,
goodness,
let's
yes.
just keep you on this roll. Let's go. And so I think just that, right? Just talking about it,
Mhm.
communicating with other people about here are some incredible books can really get people out of their heads. I love the idea of having just here's some cardstock, here's a laminator. I got one of them at home. We could
Yeah.
do that at the house.
Really?
Put those in some of our free little
Right.
libraries that we have locally, and here's some books by Black authors. Let's go ahead and put some of those in there. And I think that can really help in that initiative and really pushing people. So I mentioned at the beginning that the way that you're tracking it is with that Google form,
Mhm.
super easy to fill out. Is that the best way to tally your mark of I am joining this initiative? And are there other ways to make sure that we're staying connected with this?
Well, I did the Google form, and then you follow me on the 1,000,000 page, right?
Uh,
So, what I've been counting is the Google form, the 1,000,000 page on Instagram, the 1,000,000 page on Threads. I got a 1,000,000 page on Facebook, and the story Graph. And
yeah.
with those numbers, I've calculated all those together to where you see, like, we got 8,500 and some people reading a book by a Black author this summer. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure we almost at 9. Okay.
Yay.
So we got almost 9,000 people reading a book by a Black author this summer, and that's where those numbers go to.
Awesome.
Okay.
And let's Substackers, people who subscribe to me on Substack, there's 15,000 of y'all.
Mhm.
Let's read a Black book. like,
Y'all can follow Melanated Reader over there on Substack. I'm over
yep.
there too. I check
Perfect.
it sometimes, but yeah, I live in Instagram. I live on Threads. So if you want to really inbox me something that I'm gonna see the same day, those two definitely. And I'm checking on my friends on Facebook because my friends on Facebook, we growing over there. I don't know what's happening. We almost at 3,500 over there. I'm like,
Wow.
y'all, we was at 1,200 at the beginning of this summer. What y'all, who y'all finding out over there? So
Right.
we growing, and it's just becoming such a beautiful thing. It's just
I
such a
love
beautiful
it.
thing to see.
Oh, it's so incredible. For folks who are finding this episode after your
Mhm.
challenge has quote unquote completed, what is the best place? I'm thinking Instagram is the best place to stay connected with whatever you're working on now, whatever initiatives that you're pushing, because I do not think this is the end at all for this.
I don't think it's in either, but keep following Melanated Reader. Definitely, that's me. That's gonna be me all day long. That's where you gonna really hear it from me first.
Yep.
If something is popping up, you gonna really hear it from Melanated Reader first. Right now, we almost at 33,000 strong, which is crazy. Nuts, actually. Y'all are nuts. I just want y'all to know that. And come on and just we're gonna continue to have a good time. I just always like a good time. Reader don't have to be boring. Reader don't have to be super challenging all the time. Am I with the shits for challenging reads? Absolutely, because I've read all the classics. That's Zora Neale Hurston over there, okay? Do not play. I do not play. But will I be in for a good time? Absolutely. I'm looking closely at them girls who are joining up for the Black Romance Book Festival for 2027.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like it's like a bat signal almost. Oh,
Right?
oh, and the house party.
I
And
know. Oh my goodness.
so and Loving Books Hollywood. So if you in
Awesome.
California, you might see me if you come.
Awesome. I love that. And we'll have links for all of this that we mentioned in the show notes. Everyone go connect with Melanated Reader. Check out the recommendations
Mhm.
you on the 1 Million Black Books Instagram. There are tons of recommendations that folks are sharing.
I have swag, y'all. So if you are interested in swag, I have an Etsy store. We got bookmarks, we have buttons, we have reading journals over there now. All of the things that we got Kindle inserts for the Black girls, okay? So we got Kindle inserts, we got all kinds of stuff. Y'all come on over and see your girl.
And like I said, we'll have links for all that in the show notes and the YouTube description for anyone doing other things as they're listening to us. Definitely go check that out. Crystal, thank you so much for being on. This was an absolute pleasure.
Oh, thank you for having me. Until next time, y'all.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.